This video we are going to develop and deploy a Flask application for skin cancer classification to Microsoft Azure cloud using Docker. The objective of this video is to cover Git and GitHub to manage our code via Git to GitHub repository, and how we build a Flask up from our deep learning models, and then how we can deploy this to Microsoft Azure using Docker. Let's go into the code and see how it will gonna work. So here we have the app. So I'm going to just click here how it looks. First I'm going to just click on this button. So here it says select your image. So once I will click on that, and I already run, so let me refresh this page. So how it once looks, once you click on it, and it's ask you to choose an image. So I'm going to choose a random image from here, and once I choose the image, it will display over here, and here you can see the one button for the predictions. Once you click, so it will predict the outscore, and this image belongs to malignant image. So how the app looks. So before we start, so how it process you require to build this app. First of all, I'm going to open my notebook file. So here is the whole code structure looks. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to train a deep learning models. So here I already wrote, so I'm going to just explain you. Here is the code. The dataset link is mentioned here. Once you click on it, you can see the dataset. You can download it from here, and you just click somewhere around the download options, and you can get the dataset from here. So yeah, you can see here you can download the dataset from this Kaggle link. Once you have the dataset, so here is the code. You need to train the model. So once you run this one, I'm going to just only run this code. So you need to import these libraries. Once you have that one, prepare the dataset. So I'm not going to go in much deeper. I'm just going to tell you how. Here I'm just passing the path of the data set libraries, and then load the dataset, and so on. So you're gonna run this one. So after that, here you can see, so the dataset contain a large number of images. I'm just only training the dataset with 300 subject and 100 for validation. 300 for training and 100 for validation to see you how the app is working. But for your sake, here is the code for train the model for entire dataset. So I run the extra functions here, code to only take 300 subject for training and 100 for test. So once we have those subjects for training and testing samples, so then we can build a model. So in this case we have a model ResNet. As we can see here, model is equal to model ResNet in a PyTorch. You can have a look somewhere how the model looks. So here is the architecture, and once you create a pipeline for the model, so I'm not going to explain it a bit, but just in a depth, I'm just giving you an overview so you can have a look here how the head is a ResNet 50, and then we are using the learning layer, and everything here is defined. Once we have all, you can train the model. Here is the training code up to different epochs. So I'm going to run this one, and after that, once you train the code, and then you will run your. So after training, I just run this function. So its function is load. Later you just run the code. So I'm just copying this for and running here just to show you the code is working properly uh, somewhere. So it's same demo because I already run that, and it took me a some time to get some number of epochs, so that's why I'm just showing you the code is working properly. As you can see here, the code is running, and I'm not going to run completely, just for show you how the code is working. I'm just stop this cell and remove everything. So you can see here I already have run, and here you can see the number of epochs. I got the accuracy 92, and after that I just plot the curves for uh, epochs. So here you can see I just run the 4 epochs, so I have the results till the 4 epochs. So this is basically to show you the how the you can run the model, train, and then train your model. How you can run it for large number of epochs. You just define your epoch somewhere here, and you can run 100, 2000 to for the generalizability of your model. But for the demo I just run for the 5 epochs, and once I did, so here you can see I'm saving the code, running a run model, sorry, not the code, run model with as model final and path, something like. So once you do this, and it will save your model in the file something like this. And once you have, so here you can see my code patterns. Here I have defined the data set, training and test. Here I have the app. So you can see here is I have the model here. So resnet 50 slash model. So we can make it, sorry for that, you can just remove with this. I just saved with resnet 50 dot model. So as you can see here, inside this I have the model name with this. And so here, once you save your model with the name like this, and after that, so you will create an app, a Flask app for there. So you can see like something like that. So I'm going to close this one, and we'll see how we can build a Flask app. For this I'm going to use so let me close this terminal first. So here you can see I have a Flask app. Let me open the folder again to tell you. So okay, so here is the folder textures structure for the folders. You can see app, it contains different files. I will explain you one by one. So static file, it contain uh, css and javascript files for creating a web app, and template file will contain html files for designing the website. And here is our model, and here is we have the requirement file that contain our requirement for this. So I can show you what kind of requirement that we require. For example, Flask, Pillow, and these libraries we require to run this app. So here we have the model.py, and here we have the app.py, and here the Docker file. So we'll start with app.py. So as you can see, for the Flask, import the basic libraries, and then flask.app, and also define a static folder that we have here for JSON file and CSS, and then we have here the template file for HTML files. So I have defined the classes. We have two number of classes, benign and malignant for the cancer, and then we define our path for the model, as I'd show you here. Here is the model file. So once we have these, and then here we are loading the model. So you can see here model is loading from this from model dot import model. So I just create a model separately. Here you can see where I define the model functions, and it takes to our uh, parameters, one for model path and one for and classes. So it returns the model output back to there here. So here is the function for pre-processing, a transformation of images by applying image resizing and center crop and normalization to the model, as we did during our trainings. If you remember somewhere, let me open it. If I open it here, so we can have look around here. So once we have that, here are different other functions for loading images. Is the file is JPG or not, because we have trained the model for JPG, and we are expecting as an input as a JPG in a JPG format. And here is the evaluation function for the evaluation of the model, as the image goes to net, and we have defined net somewhere around here. So it's taking that model dot evaluation as a parameter net. So this net goes to here, and then we get the prediction items. Here is the function for prediction value and defining the exception here. I'm not going to explain in a depth, so I'm just giving you overview how the code looks like. And then we have this tags here to define the root of the image once someone click on the button. So it pass this as a URL and as a method get or post, and base of that URL, so it takes the image as an argument by passing the URL. I will show you how it works. And then this function upload the image and predict the output and send that to index.html render, and then the predictions variable that we will get the prediction score. And you can see here it will create a folder name upload. So you can see it save the images also that you have uploaded. So let me show you. So once running this app, you need python app.run. Once you run this one, it will load your apps. You can see here I'm getting two API URL, because I have run this app before that for Docker also. So you can see here is the app and ask me to load some image. So I'm going to load something from benign folder. So once I load it, click on the predictions. You can see here it's predicting the score. Let me refresh this one. So I'm going to run it, predict the wrong one, but let's try with this one. So this it predict the correct one, because I just trained the model for the few sample, and so it's not generalizably good. So it's this project is just only to show you how it works and how we can create a Flask app and deploy it to the server. So here is the app, and once we run the app locally, so it's then we have time to deploy this to Docker. Before deploying to the Docker, so we're gonna see how we can upload these alls to our GitHub by using git command. So let's go and we will see. So here I'm going to open my GitHub account. So here I have my GitHub. So go here and just create a new repository with the name of, we'll give the name, I'm just copying the name from here, the folder name, what's the folder name, something like that. sorry, I'm just a bit lazy, so I'm just copying this rather than writing. Let's try. The repository name is the same as the folder name. Okay, so once we just write it here, pretty much it. So here we have created a repository on GitHub. So once we have the repository here, so we'll go back to our code. I'm just cleaning this one. So we are going to deploy our code to GitHub repository. So for that one, make sure you have Git install in your local computers. I'm supposing that Git, so you have Git in your local computers, in your local machine, either you're using a Windows, Linux, or Microsoft OS. So you just install this one and locally download it and install it. I'm not going to go into the deeper how to download, so I'll upload the video later on if you need. So here, hope you have to Git installed in your computer. Once you have Git in your local machine, so you can check it in sorry. So here you can see I have a Git, so I can check the Git version also. So you can see show me Git version by passing Git -v or the whole unit, write it. So I have the Git in locally. I'm just going to clean this one and let's see which folder I am in. So with the ls, so I'm in the folder app. So I'll go one back. So here I'm in the main folder where I have these alls libraries. So now I'm here somewhere around, and this current directory in my local machine where I have the app folder, it contains the Flask app, dataset, readme, and then the train model file in a notebook format. So now I have to upload these alls to my this repository. Let's see how I will do that. So for doing this, I just initialize the Docker, initialize the Git init to check. So once I have initialized, you can see all my folder looks green here. So after that, what I need to do, git add. So I have to write something git add dot and then current directory. So I want to add this current directory. So once I have to check where I am, so sorry for that, I'm going to check. I'm still in the app, so I want to upload these all. So I just have to go one back. So for that, minus minus. So I hope no. So I'm in the main directory now. I just have to go back to here, just copying these and cd. So I think, yeah, so we can do something like I'm just writing. So here in the main directory, somewhere in the desktop, I would desktop. Yes, I'm in the desktop, and after that cd skin C capital. Okay, so I will copy this whole and then paste it. cd too many arguments. Okay, so for that man, because we have a space here, so to cover that space we just need something like this. So, sorry for this, guys. I hope it will work. No such directory. uh, so might be okay, so it will take some time, so I'm not gonna go more in detail. So let's see what we're gonna do. We will rerun, we'll open the terminal again rather than going new terminal and see. Yeah, so we are in the app, so I'm go one back. So here we are, rather than wasting more time on that. uh, so here I am in the app still. Just want to go one back, so once I press 2 it goes back to the main directory, but I don't want to go there, so I just want to go somewhere around here. Okay, so let's see. Forget the command for that, but maybe we can copy from here. I'll try to copy the path from here. So the problem is here, too many arguments, because we are using the I just resolved the issue. So by adding minus instead of having only the space, so you just need to remove the space, otherwise it will make a problem while running on the terminal. So you can see the path. So now I can run the command. For example, I'm going inside my this folder apps. So once I write minus, it will send back. So previously it didn't work, so now it's working. So now I'm in the folder this, where I have the app folder, dataset, and this. And after that, so now I'm going to upload my these files on to GitHub. So what I need to do, write git init. So once I have git initialize here, and after that I just need to add git add, so it's current directory. Once I have that one, it taking a bit time. So yeah, so then we can write git commit with a message. We can write anything, message, whatever you want. Initialize commit, for example, I'm going to write this one. Let's see. So now it's initialized. Once I have now, after this we just need to allocate the directory that you created on your GitHub. So by writing this command, then git remote add origin, and then what origin is. So here you just copy this command from your GitHub and then just paste it. Once you paste it, and it define your git origin, and once it define your git origin, you just write git push. Now it's time to push your code to your repository by origin master. So as you can see, it's uploading your entire code to the GitHub repository. So whenever, if you add, after doing this, it upload your code to the GitHub repository. So we can see, if you want to add some other files or something, you just need to write git add that the file names that you're going to add, and then git commit, and then git push. So once we'll see it's upload on to the git, so I will going to write somewhere around. So we'll see here it's uploading the whole, but for that one, so it's done. So let's see, I'm refreshing this one. Here you can see we just uploaded our data to here. Here is the data, here is all the files and readme, so everything uploaded onto the cloud. So let's repeat it. So let me explain it. So I'm just clearing this one, what we did. So what we did here, so I'm just creating a one text file. I will remove it later. Where is that? Yeah. So what we did, so first of all we did git init, and after that we did git add with the current. It's mean that we are adding the current directory to the git. So after that we did git commit, and then message. So your message, so you can write whatever message, whatever you want to add. And after that, once you did git remote add origin, so you just add your origin URL link here. So you need to define your link. Once you have your link, and then you do git push. Push to origin that you have master. So here we have the origin as the master. What is the master here? As we can see in our code, here is the origin master branch. So define, you're pushing your code to the master, and once you have done this one, it will show. One more thing, if for example, if sorry for that, for example, if you change some files in your code, so what you need to do, you just need to git add file name, file name here, and then space file name 2 and more on. So after that you need to do again git commit like this. I'm just going to copy this one, git commit again, and then git push, simply git push. So it will do push. So it will automatically upload your updates, what you have done, mods, that code to the repository. That's it. So I'm going to tell. So what you need to do, git initialize, git add message your link to the your directory repository, and then push. Once you have done, so it will automatically upload your code to there. So we have done two things here, these things and the Flask app that we have done. Now it's time to go from Docker and then Microsoft Azure. So I'm just going to remove this file, we don't need it more. So rm note, so we don't need it this more, so don't save it. Okay, we have done. So we are moving toward the next step. So clean it. Sorry for that. I'm so bad. So now it's time for the Docker deployment. So we are here to the next step, to the Docker. Okay, so for that one, so what I am assuming here, so make sure you have Docker in your local machine. So here I have the Docker. I'm just pushing Docker here. So here you can see I have the Docker container. So let me explain this one. What is this? if you go to the Google, where is the tab? Yeah, Docker. Docker for Apple. If you have the Apple or something, you just install the Docker local. Once you have the Docker here, so it show you container, image, volume, okay, everything. So first of all, what is a Docker? Docker is basically a container that you deploy your app to any other platform or operating system. For example, we have created an app here in local repository, and it contains these different packages and things, so it is working here. But once you deploy into some other platform, it will not gonna work. So what we usually do, we deploy via Docker, a container. So for that, we need to create a Docker image from this application. And for creating that one, what you need, a Docker file that helps to create a Docker image. Here you can see a Docker file that helps to create a Docker image. So here I have defined different things. What kind of things? From Python, this you just get this Python. If I'm just googling, you'll get what I mean here. For example, it's a Docker image also. You just copy whatever you want, Python this, Python that, any kind of Python image here to define it. So I'm using this one. It's a lightweight and it's compatible with my applications. If you want more Python, just go and read this from here and you can take that. So by defining just only these into your file, that's okay. Like Docker pull it's create a platform or basic for your application, like these Python and the others. So just read it. I'm not going to explain it more. From here you just do this and set the current directory. You need to define your directories in the Docker file. For example, my current directory I'm defining is app, because we are deploying the app, this folder. So I'm defining this folder, current directory is app, and then after defining working directory, I'm just copy the requirement file. I'm copying my current files to this. It's mean that I'm just copying this requirement file from local directory to Docker image that we are going to build, and then we are running this into the Docker image, this file pip run, pip installing and running by using the running command, and then copying the rest of the file from my local computer to here. Once we have done, and then we are defining the port 8080. Here Docker we are defining the port, and once we define the port, then you call these things to run our application. So you need the cmd command to run Gnicon as a server. You can, is it work as a server? Here I'm going to Google it and you can, so you can see here it's a WSG server. You can see basically here is a Python web server gateway interface for HTTP. So just need this one if you're going to deploy your app to any cloud platform. So once you define these all, so what you need, so make sure one more thing, make sure your port is matching with your applications here. You can see what is the port you have defined here. It must be matched with your port here. So once you have this one, and then you just make sure you have Docker installed here. So I did. So after that you just need to check Docker version. So you can see I have installed. If you install your Docker in your local, you will get this version also, otherwise you need to install it. So once you have Docker and you define the Docker file, here you define the Docker file, what you need to do is need to create a Docker image. So as I told you, I am using uh, Apple Silicon, so it's quite challengeable to deploy your container, a Docker container or image to Azure. So I'm going to explain it what you need to do. Once you create this one, so you need to do Docker build to build an image, and then the tag. So what you're defining, Docker build and Docker images tag. So you're assigning name of that app. So I'm writing something like image here to define the Docker. So I'm going to write Docker image, and then once I run this one, so it will try to create a Docker image. So I got an error, Docker file no such, okay, sorry for that. Yeah, so now you can see it's just trying to build that app here and installing that. But if you see here, I just assign a Docker app name image. So make sure you're running Docker build C and this and your app name tags and then your app name. So once we created this app, and let's see what we need to do next. And it's defining the current directory. It's creating the app of from here. So it will take some time. So yeah, it's almost done. So yeah, it's done. So we can see here we have the app here. Once you build an app, so next what you can do, you can run your app. So I'm just copying, I already read the command, I'm just copying and paste to save your time. So here is the command. So once I run, so here I got some error, Docker app image, pull access denied for this repository does not exist, Docker login denied. Do I I think I forget to initialize the Docker. Yeah, now we are here. It says unable to find Docker app skin app image. So what's the name? Skin app image. And let's see, Docker ps. Do we have Docker ps port 8080 skin image? So we haven't. Do I define? So let's see what is wrong here. Unable to find skin app. So what is the name of that skin app image? Sorry for that. It's so now we have, sorry, it was my mistake. So we first create a Docker, we just build a Docker app and then run this one. Once we have that one, and we can say log, log skin app container, define skin app container. Yeah, it's Docker log. I got some errors, so I think it will take some time to do, but yeah, so sorry for that. I got this port number. Let's see. It will, no, it's locally, so let's try. It will work or not. Yeah, it did start working. So you can see the Docker is working here. So I can upload some images as, so let's try this app. It is taking a bit long, so it's still uploading. So you can see the port, it's defined a port and the URL here, and still loading some file. Let's see, is it working? Oh no, it's, yeah, now I think it's done. Yeah, so now you can see the Docker image is working. Here we have the Docker file. So I'm going to explain it, what I did. So clean it here. So I just wrote the command. So I'm going to make it again node.txt. My bad. Node.txt. Here is node.txt. I'm just copying and paste that what I wrote. So here we just built a Docker app with a name, something that this, that was minus minus, and then once we build and then we run this one, this app, and when we run this app we can see how many applications such as Docker ps. So you can see the applications are Docker in the progress. So we have this Docker here, the processing file, and then you use this command by passing this one. It will show you the API and you can run it locally. So once we have this one, but there is an issue while deploying this Docker to for Azure. So because I have a Mac architecture, so that's why. So the main thing, I'm just cleaning this one and removing um, .text file that I created, .txt here. The main thing, so now we are going to deploy this into the Azure. So as I told you, I have Mac Silicon, uh, Apple Silicon, so that's why there is a difference for Docker platform, like image architecture. So in Mac we have AMD 64 architecture. To create this one, we need to run a Docker according to that. So for this, what we need to do, I'm just going to run with some other commands. For example, I already wrote here, I'm just creating a new Docker image with this command, Docker tag. First I'm just tagging Docker with this image app that we have here, and then so we need to create a Docker according to the other. I'm not going to tag it, sorry for that. It's a wrong command, so okay, clear. So for that, here is the command. So Docker build platform Linux architecture and this and that. Why we are doing this? Because it's Docker, we have different architectures, so we are going to build the image, the correct architecture by using this command as a Linux AMD 64 that will deploy it. So from Apple Silicon to there it will work. So let's run this command and it will create an image of demo. So I'm going to create a one more app, so with the name of demo. You can see, let's make it not the demo, we'll make it Flask web app skin dot skin cancer. Yeah, so I'm creating Flask web app skin cancer and run this command. So it will build that file. Here we got some error, and see why it's copying the requirement to the container, copying this, install the dependency file, this and that. Requirement dot is not fine. I just remove. Okay. I just removed that one. Now just need to recreate it, this file. It is recently deleted by. So here we have this. I'm just going to copy all my dependencies again, packages, once we have that one, and run this command. As you can see that it worked. So it did create a new app with AMD, this and that. So after, by doing this, so then we will push this Docker image to the container. So for that one, make sure I'm just going to push this one to the Docker hub. So what is Docker hub? So here I'm just writing the Docker hub. Docker hub is basically open source platform where you can deploy your Docker. Here is that one, images and everything, like your applications that you can deploy into the Docker hub. For example, you create a Docker images and you deploy the Docker images to the Docker registry that we have here. Docker. First, you need to log in or create your account onto the Docker hub, and then you will push your Docker images there. So as I'm in my Docker hub account, so here you just need to create our repository as we created here. So let's see how you can create. Let's start with that, and here you can see Docker desktop that we have already, and Docker hub, we are here now. Yeah, I already have that Docker demo app, but I'm going to create a new repository name with a Flask web app. Okay, so we have the repository Flask web app. So what we're gonna do, we'll push these image, this Docker file that we created with AMD64, this file to our Docker hub. How we're gonna do that? By, as you can see here, it's defined here. So I'm just going to copy this one from here, and then deploying that to pushing that repository, that app to here. So for that one, as I can see here, I just created a Docker Flask app with the name of that. I would say I have to define that one with the same name. I have to create a new one repository. Okay. I'm just creating a new repository with the same name that we have here. This time I just need to define with the same name. A Flask app skin app. So okay, so we will write, so we're not gonna get some error once we define it. So because we have just run this one, and then we will push this to our repository that we have here. So yeah, sorry for that. Maybe we'll try this one. So we just create this one, and let's see a Flask app, and then the version. You just need to define which version is this. We'll push that to over this repository that we have defined here with the version. So I'm just copying this one, and let's see it will work or not. So I'm not going to create a new one. Let's write it here, push over app with the version 1. It will work or not. Let's see. An image does not exist with a local with a tag this. Okay, so it's mean that you require to create with the same name that we have here. So I'm just going to copy this one. It's not working here, so okay. We need to define a new repository with the same name. Sorry for that. I've forget previously. Okay, so Flask. What is the name? I just have to copy Flask web app. Okay, so here we have Flask web app, a double P app slash skin dot cancer. Let me verify it. What is that correct? Flask web app skin cancer. Yeah, let's see. So we have that. Now I'm just copying this one, and sorry, and the version is 1.0. Let's run. Yeah, so make sure your Flask app, this one that you built before that, it must be similar with your repository name if you're creating this one by for building the app. So let's see how long it will take. Yeah, pushed. Yeah, it's done. So we can, if I reload this page and see, yeah, here we have this one with the tag name this. So once we deploy, create image locally, and then transfer that image to Docker Hub. So now it's time to go to the Azure. So I'm just running Azure cloud. So here we have the Microsoft Azure cloud. So I'm just opening this one. I already have the accounts. For your sake, you just create your account, and then what you need to do, you just add your card, and it will create an account for you. I just have left some credits there. It will give you $200 free of charge, and that's on it. So here is the Azure, Microsoft Azure, that we have the cloud, and there you just go to the container app. So once you are there, you just need to create an app under container. Sorry for that, for your sake. If you do not find that one, you just search here, write the container, and you will get for example, so you will find from here. So once you get that, and you create a group name, so I'm creating Flask. At the basic, you just create a group name with a Flask app. Okay, here is my group name, container app name. You define your container app name, anything, Flask web app demo, for example, and then you have container image, and then you define your region. In my case, you can define whatever you want, where you want to deploy. That's important. So my region, I want to deploy it somewhere here, and you just, if you want to create a container app environment, do it. Otherwise it's okay, it will by default it give you this one. And so once you have this one, go to the next container. Here you define Azure Container Registry, no. Docker Hub or other registry we want to push from the Docker Hub where we have created. It will give you this image and tags. So go to your Docker Hub, and here we have this. And what's the image and the tag? Define the app name. So we have the app name here, but here we have to define our for example your directory and 1.0. So what you need to define your ID and then your repository and then the tag. Once you define here, don't need to modify anything else. Move on to the next. Here, move on to the next. Here, ingress, click on the enable, and then access traffic from anywhere. Then you can check it and define the port. Enter the port, what port we wrote. If we go to our application, we can see we wrote 8080 port, and once you define it, just create and run. So just yeah, here you can see it's initializing and submitting the deployment. So meanwhile it's trying to create an app, so we will revise what we did, so it will otherwise so it will be great for you. So what we did here, because I have Mac OS, so for the Mac what we did here, first of all we just note text. Okay, so we have note here. What I did here, first of all I just created this command, docker build platform, this command for running creating an image architecture with AMD 64, and I built that one. Once I built that one, and after that I created an account on my Docker Hub. So under the Docker Hub I created a repository, you can see, with the same name that I have the app name here, that I created, like web. I just created this one here. So once I have that one, and then what I did, I just pushed. So I just pushed this app name. Sorry, I'm just copying and paste. Just remove, change this name. What I did, once I build it one, so here you can see I have that one, and after that I will just push this to my repository that I have created, like this, under my ID, and then this repository. Which command I use? Docker push docker io, my ID, and then the repository I created with your tag, whatever you want. It does not matter, or 1.0 or whatever. It's just to keep the latest version, v1, v2, whatever you want to write. So with the help of this, I just push my image to the Docker Hub. So once I have my image to the Docker Hub, so here I just got the deployment. So here, let's see the app will work or not. Once we have the app, it's built. You can see deployment is ready, deployment succeeded, and north. And let's see, I'm just running this one, let's see it will work or not. It's running, and the Flask app here. Okay, so once we build and then we create an app into the Azure, Microsoft Azure container app, and we give our GitHub repository link to here in Microsoft Azure, and and we deploy that on Azure. So let's see how long it will take. So let me check. Do I need the HC? But it will take a while. So I'm just trying to run one more time, or maybe refresh. Let's see how long it take more. Yeah, now you can see here. Let me refresh it. Why it's blank? Okay, yeah, here you can see here is the address, North Europe and this and that. So now it's working in a cloud. So I'm going to run this one and see the predictions. Yeah, malignant. You can see here we have the Azure deployed app, so that it's working on the Azure platform. So here is the app. When I click on the link, it takes a while, and so here it's working online on Azure platform. It's predict malignant. Let's try something from here. Benign. So let's try one more. Benign. So here you can see the Flask is working on Azure platform. So our container, deployed container, is working here. So as I show you. So I'm going to stop this one from the container, and here we have repository, and here. So hope you understand how it's working. So I'm going to remove RM. Okay, so I hope you understand how it's working. So these commands and everything, and this is the tutorial that help you to understand the whole concept of Git and GitHub, and then the application that we have, and we created a Docker, and that Docker we push that Docker to over Docker Hub. Once the Docker is pushed to the Docker Hub, and then we deploy into the Microsoft Azure from Docker Hub. So hope this project helps you to understand the concept of Docker Hub, Git, Docker Hub, and Microsoft Azure. And if you have still any question, you can mention into the comment. I'll try to answer you as soon as